This conference will now be recorded.
A very good evening to everyone. So, this will be our first seminar on commerce career. I would appreciate each and everyone for spending your time here and taking out your time trying to understand how the market would be in terms of commerce. So, I would really appreciate everyone. So, here I would like to introduce the speaker for today. So, we have Sangeeta Matpadi, today's speaker. So, let me introduce Sangeeta Matpadi. So, Sangeeta Matpadi is a young and upcoming finance professional and is from a family of finance professionals. She has completed her bachelor's degree in commerce from Osmania University, Hyderabad. Her father, being a chartered accountant, wanted to see her also as a CA, and she is now pursuing her chartered accountancy final. Also, she is currently a company secretary professional, MBA Finance final semester, and Bachelor's of Legislative Law first year student. She, instead of preferring employment, for which she is very much eligible, is trying to start her own consultancy firm and reach out to global clients in addition to the clients in India, which she is already handling as a freelancer. She is currently handling various corporate challenges such as accounting, auditing, finance, taxation, compliance by using few technical tools, and accounting softwares. She believes that where there is will, there is a way, and out of box thinking alone is solution for the current ongoing unprecedented situation, and hence would like to be in touch base with new generation through her interactive sessions so that she can be of some help. I wish you all will enjoy this session with her, and I trust it definitely will help you out to plan your future ahead. Have a nice interactive meet. Over to you, Sangeeta.
Thank you, Mr. Pranit. That was really a very warm introduction. Thank you so much. And a very good evening to each and everyone here. I hope you're all taking care and staying safe. Hope all your near and dear ones are safe in this, unforeseen pandemic. It's a very nice opportunity, for you all, in fact, to utilize this time in understanding your potentials or, searching for new opportunities. And this session, I think that will be of very great help to you all in understanding this. So let us now kickstart the webinar. So usually when I, start my sessions, I usually have this habit of quoting few of my father's sayings, uh, when I start or when I end, I have this habit. Am I audible, Mr. Pradip? I hope I'm audible. Hello?
Yes, yes, you're audible.
Yeah, I am audible, right? Okay, fine. Yeah, so I would like to quote a small saying that nothing is permanent in this universe. Nothing. Change is the only thing that is constant. So you have to change according to the change, or else change will chase you to change so as to adapt to change. This is what I believe in. And I personally trust. So you can be abreast of all these changes only with education. Education will help you in, keeping you ahead of the changes, updations, and everything. It is a, key to understand your world, your surroundings, and all. It gives you a different perspective on life as well. So, for example, if I am a well-educated person, I'll quote you an example. If I am a well-educated and if I'm not that well-educated. See, if I'm not that well-educated, I may think of someone who is picking garbage on the roads as. If I don't really get educated well, I might end up being someone like that. That is what I, as a person who is not that educated, might think. My perspective is that. But if I'm really well educated, if I'm something beyond that, I might think that if I'm educated, I might make a better world for him. So do you get the perspective here between a person who is educated and who is not that educated? So it really changes your perspective towards world. I don't say that education is the only important thing. Again, there are differing views here. But I believe that education helps you in converting information to knowledge. But again, valueless education, you just have education without any values, wisdom is of again, waste. So let us kickstart off this seminar again with the topic today. Whatever is the topic today. Mr. Pranit, can I share my screen now?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So with this, let us kickstart our meeting now with the topic. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, as a student, as you all being students, it's very complicated for you all to choose what after 10th. What now? What do I take up? I've cleared my 10th, or few of you might be intermediate students as well. So, who is taking up commerce, who is already into commerce. So, you might not know what to do next. Like, what are the opportunities, various career opportunities available, and all. So what do you do in this process? You approach various people, various counselors maybe, or various friends to understand career prospects, or what are the courses available, what are the subjects you will have to read, and you choose the best out of that, and you choose a stream which is of interest to you. So now let us today, because you have various opportunities here, science, commerce, arts, whatnot. You have, you are confused whether should I take up a job or whatnot. So here, today let us discuss about career in commerce field. So how does a career in commerce fetch you outstanding rewards? So, uh, there are certain misconceptions, before when you tell somebody that you're taking commerce. I don't know, I am not sure that it's even prevalent today because people have started recognizing this stream as a very important one, and they started recognizing the opportunities available in this career. But still, there were various misconceptions which were surrounding and taking commerce as a stream. So, as soon as you discuss it with your friends that I want to take up commerce as soon as I finish my 10th, your friends, few of might tell that your friends or relatives might tell, hey, no, why commerce is for only people who are not good at studies, why are you choosing commerce? Or few of might them tell, commerce is a time pass career, like, oh, why there are not many opportunities, or only people with a background, less background, backward classes, or no background, they join commerce, or there are only very limited career options. Now you'll spoil your life. It's a very cool course. It's a very cool method. You can chill out, time pass course. It's not that important. That was what you were always hearing, at least when we were doing our 10th and our intermediate. This is what was usually the tendency of people. But now, friends, like, that's all crap, that you have to really forget all that, because that's not true today. Today's life, you are seeing commerce is everywhere around world. So don't live your life for like others. Don't choose your career trusting somebody else's opinions. Find out what you really want, find out the purpose of your life, find out what makes you happy, which stream you prefer, what are you good at. I will tell you core points in upcoming slides, but selecting the right subject will always lead to your goal. So this is all. Don't trust this and end up choosing some other stream which is not suitable to you. Now let us see how commerce as a career path will lead you to success. We all know, like, India, at least recently, is a hub for various outsourcing accounting services and all. And now, but for this pandemic, I think India is a steadily growing economy. So that reason makes it even more the most sought after course of lately. And opportunities are really very wide. Gone are those days where I told there are very less opportunities in commerce. Like commerce is only meant for BCom. After BCom, you have very less career opportunities. You have to either get into campus placements or into very small ordinary job like clerk, assistant, or something. Gone are those days where people are still thinking like that, because there are very wide opportunities now. And every entity in the situated in the country, it has to adhere to certain acts, compliances, and all, failing which the entity will be considered as non-compliant and will go to the extent of striking of company's name even. So the various corporate challenges today, and the recent scenario, if you see, there are many acts coming up like GST, you have Companies Act, you have, I know it's very young for you all to understand all these acts, but I am supposed to give you few insights into this course which will help you in choosing the right career path to you. So there are various challenges, like ever changing laws. Every year we all know our finance minister comes up with budget. So the Finance Act gets amended, income tax, all the, not all, but most of the slab rates might get affected, or a few of technical aspects there gets amended. FEMA, if there is some foreign investment in that company, such corporate, you will have to apply FEMA rules. And GST, which is the most recent one, 2017, it was enacted in 2017. So it's still a baby. So you have a lot of opportunities there, even GST. So the ever demanding corporate challenges that you have to adhere to makes even more this field, a very dynamic one. Like, see, if you take a factory, there are various laws applicable to a factory. There will be various laws, be it different any sector, if it is an MNC, if it is a factory or any other establishment, be it partnership or a proprietorship, there are different sectors. So each of the sectors, there are certain acts which is applicable. So a commerce man, only a commerce person, a person who has background in commerce, he can very easily understand all these, and he'll be able to help you out. So there is a lot of scope in this career. As I told you, if it's a factory, GST will be applicable if it is crossing the threshold limit as prescribed in the Act. Income Tax Act, obviously, if you're exceeding your turnover with your turnover exceeding prescribed limit, then you'll have to pay your income taxes, and you need somebody who is well versed with income taxes, right? And if it's a factory, Factories Act also will be applicable. ESI will be applicable. If I, as I told you, foreign investments, then FEMA will be applicable. So there are ample opportunities here. And the saying that, professional, basically a chartered accountant or a company secretary or a cost management accountant, a professional is the spine, the corporate pyramid. He is the backbone of the economic sector. That saying, it's a known saying. So that makes it even more the reason to take for you to pick up this course as your career. So yeah, now let me tell you the benefits of studying commerce. So few, what I will do is I will relate my practical experiences also with, few of the slides, because rather than telling you that it will be like this, it will be like this, it will be more connecting if I associate my professional experience with all the with the upcoming slides. So the first one is self-practice, benefit of studying commerce. There are very wide opportunities. As I told you, it's very flexible, and it's not necessary for you to depend on employment completely. Sitting at home also, you can manage, tasks across the world. Like, I'm practically experiencing it. Since 4 5 months, we are all under lockdown. We know, we're not going out. Most of us have been given work from home. So even though I'm a freelancer, I'm not going to any client's place and all. I'm handling it from home. So, in fact, opportunities have grown up for me sitting at home. I think productivity also is little increased because travel time is less. I need not waste my time to travel. I need not, there'll be a little fatigue, right? When you travel, you come, there'll be a lot of time like there, and it's very, I can use my time more productively. And yeah, sitting at home also, I have lost nothing. Like, I am able to do even sitting at home. So that's one advantage of studying commerce. And the time required to complete this course, I don't say it is short span, but that is why comparatively short span. I've mentioned it because you have other courses which the course structure itself is designed like that. You have to do 4 years of your some degree and then 2 years, and the structure itself is very different for other streams, whereas commerce comparatively it's a very short span of time. You need not dedicate so much of time to complete this course. And if you think, most of us, when we choose a career, we think about costs also, right? Can I afford it? Can my parents afford it? Or is it? So when it comes to commerce, it is less expensive also. Uh, Again, with the ever changing happening, ever change is happening. It's not. It is changing, but it's less expensive again. And you need not spend much for your books also. They are available at very much affordable cost. And networking, this is one of the major benefits, I can say, more than monetary benefits. This is one of the major benefits that I see in taking up commerce as a career path. This is a and commerce is present in every sector. You take hospitality, you take pharmaceutical, you take manufacturing of any manufacturing of any products, any sector. If you take, commerce is present everywhere, because without finance, can an industry run? No, because there is no activity only without finance. So there is wider reach out for you to the industry. Any sector you take, there is wider reach out for you. And it is most recognized service at board level. Why I'm telling this is, again, practical experience. I started my articleship at the age of 19. So I was, you have to, go to your client's place. You have to talk to them. You have to talk to the lower level of management, middle level, and also you will be exposed to the top level of management. Because when you prepare balance sheet, when you prepare audit reports and all, you have to sit with the CEO, sit with the CFOs of that company, and your partner will be there. Your principal will be there to assist you, but still you have to go to them, and you will be exposed to that top level of management at a very young stage of your life. Where else do you get this opportunity, like to directly meet? And it's your right as well. You can't just tell, I mean, they can't tell, the client can't come back to you like, why you asking me this? Manager who made this, who sent you to, who gave you permission to meet the top level management and all. Like, it becomes your right when you join this type of courses. You are directly exposed there. You're directly exposed to the top level. You can showcase your talents like anything. That's a matter of pride, right? Directly getting connected to the top level of the management, isn't it? So I see, a few of the benefits that I have come across in this field. I am telling you. So now, common confusions. There are certain confusions as well. So once a student, now after all this research and all, now you take up commerce as your career. Okay, fine. Now what do I do? Now after 10th, I choose MEC, or should I choose CEC, or should I choose HEC? Or after choosing your after passing out your 12th, now what next? Should I choose BCom, or should I choose CA, CS? There are many fields available. So it's very common tendency of the human to have these doubts, like, what am I really going to do? Which field should I choose? Do I know the route properly? Do I know how to get along with it? Whether my subjects, whatever subjects am I interested in, will it be the same? Or where should I take coaching? When should I take coaching? What is the appropriate time that I should start my coaching? Or should I have a plan B? What if I don't get through this? What if I don't get through this? Will I have any other alternatives, or is my life really over? Can I make it? So these are the common each of us to face such confusions, because it happens every now and then. It happens. You get off the track, like, is it possible for me? Because we were never there in that field, we don't know how it looks like. So I'm just going to give you a gist of how it is. So if you have to come across all these confusions, you should have a proper plan. Any stream for that matter, before you get into that, you have to plan well before executing. So how do you plan? How do you know yourself? What you want to become? What are your you call that USPs, right? Your unique talents. What are your talents? What you want? First, jot it down. So this stage is very important because because without a proper plan, without step one, you can't reach to step two. Without step two, you can't get back to step three. So as first step, understand what you want, and then learn aptitude. मतलब, learn what you need to do for what you want. Just because I want this, I will not get that. What should I do in order to get that? What should I do? What am I supposed to do? Will I just get just because I want to, or should I make some extra efforts to get what I want? Jot it down, write it down in a piece of paper. Then identify your skills, like just identify your interest, just what is my strength, I now know what to do. I have identified in second step that learn attitude, so I know what I need to do for what I want. Now I have to identify my skills. Do I really have the potential? Do I really have that strength in me? Do I really have that skill in me to do that? You have to again understand what your interests are. You have to understand, is that your interest or is that your passion? Again, I will tell you the difference between interest and passion maybe in step 5. And then once you identify your skills, do some research. Once you identify your skills, you have n number of options there. You have, for example, you have jotted down 10 different plans. Now research your career options. Just because you have 10 different plans, you can't execute all 10 different plans, right? You have to now screening out process should happen at the research stage. Research what are all the career options you have, what are all the, now today technology is making you everything available at a click of button. So understand whatever is that, understand your core, and what is the most apt suitable course for me out of these 10 plans. Now maybe you will screen it out to 5. Now here, link your, as I told you, link your USP. I told unique strength in you to your career, because each of us in us, we have certain unique strengths, right? What I have, somebody else might not be having. So that unique strength, if we link it to our career, if we associate what our real passion is to our career, it is very sure that we will achieve it. Very sure, because that's your passion. What is passion? What is interest? Interest is, like interest can be imposed, whereas passion, it's inbuilt. Passion drives you from within, like, no, I have to do this, I can't sleep without doing this. I have you're ready to forego anything for your passion. Whereas interest, okay, if somebody tells you something, oh, maybe I can do this, or maybe I can do that, that's interest is temporary. It could be temporary, it could be. Whereas passion is not. It drives you from within. You will not give. You feel like, no, I'm not going to give it up until I do this. So have that passion. All of us have, because I can't tell you what you have to do, because we know ourselves better than anybody else knows. So now sit down and jot all the 5 points. Step 1, step 2, from know yourself to link your strength to your career. You have to explore all these different options. What are there? What is available in the market? What are the courses available in the market? So this process, this is a must do process. And then now you are planning your career. So at this stage, I don't think most of you are aware of, you know the career opportunities available. So let me take you in brief, what these are the various brief the career options available under commerce. I have mentioned only 12 or 13, I think 12 career options, but there are many which are the most prominent ones. I will just give you few insights about this. CA, CS, and CMA, like we all know, these are professional courses. These are the most sought professional courses. I'm telling you, like, they are very challenging. Yes, they are very challenging, but yet rewarding career with flexibility of work opportunities, and high possibilities to work across various sectors. So when you have to start you can directly step into this course immediately after you start your after you finish your 12th as well. You need not wait until you complete your graduation also. That is one of the benefits again in this course. But yeah, few people, they are like, they're very keen on not missing their college lives, because once in lifetime offer, right? College degree and all, so they're not keen on missing their college days and all. So there is a direct entry option also under CA. Like, once you complete your BCom, there are three levels here: CA, CS, CMA. All the three courses will have the same path. I mean, the same. There are three levels. The structure is same. Three levels. Foundation means entry level. It is named differently for three different courses. Like CA is called Foundation. CA well was called as CPT. Now it is called as Foundation. CS also entrance level is called as Foundation. So all the three courses will have foundation level and the intermediate level. That is called as that is where your certain technical aspects and all are tested, and last final is where your analytical skills are tested. So there are three stages here. If you are stepping right after your PUC, right after your you call 10 plus 2, you can directly get into the entry level, and immediately 9 months after your entry level you can straight away get into your intermediate course. And once you clear it, 3 years, there is certain internship period also, like there is practical training period. It again differs from course to course. CA, you have 3 years articleship period, that's called articleship under CA. And CS, it's called as internship. So you have this training period, and then which you will be eligible to write final. Of course, this pattern, it differs from course to course also. CA, only after doing your articleship you will be eligible for final. Whereas CS, you can complete your final and then do your internship as well. So there is little flexibility in different courses also. So this is about professional courses, guys. And like, this is very challenging, very demanding as well in today's current scenario. Like we all know, right? Today, our Prime Minister has brought in the scheme Atmanirbhar Bharat. So where you are self-dependent, you need not depend on somebody for employment or something. And we all know, be local, what be vocal, buy local. So uh, in this scheme, startups are also very much encouraged. So once you become a CA, once you become a CS, or once you become a CMA, once you become a professional, basically, you can start your own practice. There's a lot of field, like you can get into all the sectors, all the three courses that I'm talking about. The scope of work is different, obviously. Like CA, it's more into statutory, it's more into auditing, accounting, and all. CS, it's into secretarial, basically all the compliances, because Companies Act every now it keeps on getting amended, like one or the other changes you always have there. So it requires specialization in those secretarial part of work, whereas chartered accountancy and cost management basically into cost audit. So the scope of work is differed under all the three options, but ample of opportunities, ample. And then let us come into finance. I'll just give you a brief about all these courses. Like, you don't know what, few of you might not know. I'm not sure, like, if everybody is into same sailing in the same boat. So I'll just give you insight about finance. What does finance? Finance means it involves helping businesses and individuals in making various financial planning decisions, or some cash flow monitoring, assets and liabilities management, or raising capital for some expansion, or running some business operations. So finance field basically is about this. So what are the career opportunities available in finance? You can get into investment banking. I think few of you can note down, if you whichever field, if you are interested in, if it is finding you interesting, you can jot down all these points. You can get into investment banking. You can get into as a financial analyst, your private equity, venture capitalist, wealth management, risk management, and all. And what does this courses require you to do? A BCom, a proper degree. So that is what I'm saying. You have varied career opportunities by doing just a graduation, just an undergraduate. And then let us look about bank PO. Bank PO is basically bank probationary officer, like right? It's basically an entry level position, bank PO, where an individual begins his career as a trainee. Bank exams are conducted both in public and private banks. Usually, the scope of work here, as a bank PO, it involves handling cash flows, complaints from your customers, issuing ATM cards, checkbooks, loan processing, approval, and all this, some entry level work. So, this is called as a probation period. Once you cross your probation period, you will be promoted to assistant manager, the next level. You'll be promoted to the next level, and then there are opportunities. There is scope that you even reach to branch manager level or any higher position over the period of years. There are again the career opportunities. Are you can become a financial dealer or accounts clerk, cashier, credit officer, or loan processing officer. There are various career opportunities here as well. And then commerce. Commerce is, it is like basically an umbrella field for various commerce related domains. Like commerce related domains include all these accounting, auditing, finance, taxation aspects, and all. A basic degree here also, if you have to get into commerce field, a basic degree in BCom or BCom, there are different fields there. BCom, BCom honors, BCom general, BCom accounting, taxation, certain specializations. So a basic degree will provide you a solid foundation. Various streams of commerce you have, it provides a solid foundation there, and it paves you as a gateway to various professional and higher education opportunities as well. And next is economics. Economics is basically again a research-oriented career, and this field will require you to learn and make use of various theories. Various theories, various principles and models. Basically, it's little research-oriented subject and little challenging as well. It involves around conducting researches, data analyzing, predicting all your market trends, and building economic theories and models. Again, this is extremely, in huge demand because qualified economists are in need in the consulting firms today, both even in private banks and public sector as well. So you can become what you can become by choosing economics as your career. You can become a risk management analyst. You can become operations research analyst. You can become an insurance underwriter. You can become a budget analyst. Like whenever this budget session takes place, right? If you are to that top-notch level, you will be sought after to take few decisions also here in budget. And again, in general, you'll be an economist. And next is statistics. Statistics basically, it involves, this is more suitable if you are a person who is really interested in playing with numbers and all. So it involves interpretation, analysis, representation of all these numerical data, collecting data, analyzing data, and all to solve various logical problems and all, and understand all those logical problems and making recommendations by using all your statistical tools and techniques to draw inferences, to make recommendations to all your policymakers and basically the stakeholders at large. So again, you can become a data analytics here, big data market research analyst, or an investment analyst, research analyst, risk analyst, etc. You have varied career opportunities even in statistics field. And next, uh, entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, I think this is the talk of the town because I told you already, Atmanirbhar Bharat, buy local, be vocal. With this, this is again of late it's been in huge demand, huge talk of the town because many people they are willing to set up their own businesses. We all know that is called a startup. It's a broad field again where one can be, associated with wide range of ventures to sell products, services, or their processes. And there is extremely positive outlook for the future also. As I told you, the government policies and supporting the startups also as of late. So, but this field requires a lot of patience, lot of persistence. Like I said, all other like professional courses also will require. But a key trait required here is some creativity because you are an entrepreneur. You have to market your product, your service, whatever you have. If you are into goods sector, if you are into producing goods and goods, then you have to market your goods. If you are into service industry, then you have to market your service as well. So you require a certain amount of creativity and business knowledge also. And however, I know it's risky, but we all know, right? With great risks come great rewards too. So this offers a very promising career as well. Now let's get into stockbroking. Again, this will be of interest if you are someone who is interested in following financial markets or if you are a person who is really interested in following financial markets, equity markets, derivative markets, if you're interested in understanding the share price, person is interested in stock market, various bonds and derivatives for their clients and advice about market fluctuations as well. So their clients might range from individuals to corporates as well. And even CFA, there's a course called Chartered Financial Analyst. Even that course is good for you to get into derivative markets, stock broking, and all. If you're somebody who is interested in this. And next comes actuarial science. Actuarial science basically deals with analyzing risk across various fields, like insurance, business, finance, and healthcare. What the work involved here is applying all these mathematical equations and statistics, financial theories to determine risk and uncertainty, whichever is associated with future events which can impact business. This involves designing and determining the pricing of insurance policies. Basically, you have lot of scope in actuarial science and insurance market. It could be life insurance, general insurance, or health insurance, or a certain actuary consulting firms and all. Again, emerging career options are very lucrative. On the monetary front also, they are very attractive, this course, actuarial science. And it's an excellent career option also. Like if you are someone who is enjoying numbers, statistics, analytics, data analytics and all, this offers you a promising career as well. And the last one that we are going to see for the day is management. Management is basically like coordination, planning, forecasting budgets, organizing companies' processes, and all to ensure effective functioning and growth. So it's relatively a reliable career progression. It's a broad field that allows you to work on, different roles and specializations as well, including HR, marketing, operations, and all. There are varied fields here, sales, international business markets, etc. So, what are the career options available if you are taking up management as your career choice? There are national and various global opportunities in this field also because this is very versatile. This creates portfolio in consulting, general management, the becoming a supply chain management, SCM. Basically, you call it SCM in various industries like uh, FMCG sector, retail education, telecom sector, sports management, communications, etc. So, friends, these are the certain most promising future, most promising careers that I am talking to you about. There are many. Apart from this, there are again many. Like you have CIMA. You have CIMA means CIMA, Chartered Institute of Management Accountants. You have ACCA, Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. IFRS, which is again most demanding one today, International Financial Reporting Standards. So these all, comparatively they take lesser time also because once you are done with your BCom, it requires your basic qualification as BCom, and once you're done with it, these are all certification courses. They take any time between 9 months to 1 year, 2 years, and all. So comparatively, I'm telling you, comparatively, it is little less time consuming and little less expensive also. Now, little less expensive means uh, taking these courses as one-time basis. I'm telling you, little less expensive. Now, if you complete it within the structure, within the course structure period, it is less expensive. Now, if you keep on, if we increase the number of attempts, or if you are paying, for that book, for books for various authors and all, it'll again add up to your cost. But as it is, as a one-time structure, this courses it costs you little less as well. So now we have understood all the various career opportunities available. So how do you achieve all this? How there should be some approach towards study, right? So let us understand, let us see few of the approaches that is required to study commerce, study these professional courses and all these various other courses that I was telling you about. The first is set realistic timetables. So timetables, most of us we have this habit of setting timetables. So one day there are 24 hours. So 20 hours I'll study only 4 hours.
Sorry, Sangeeta, we can't hear you.
Attainable. And then when you make all these timetables, you have to make small targets for the day. Like today or tomorrow or within next 1 week, I will plan my week like this so that I'm completing all these tasks and achieving them. Short term plans, when you achieve them, that will boost your morale also. Like, yeah, it will boost you. It will give you that level of comfort. Ki, yes, I've completed last week's school. Now let me get into it. That will give you that enthusiasm. It will give you that enthusiasm to go forward. So completing your small targets will help you boost your confidence as well. Now, most of us, what we think is, let me get through this study pattern. Let me understand, let me finish my entire course once, and then I will start my revision. So that is also like this is what I have followed. Like I have believed in. So I'm telling you, each of our plans may be different. This is not something like very. There's no hard and fast rule here, but ideal method is this, like revision. You don't keep it to the last moment. Time and again, it's better you keep revising. Like weekdays you schedule your plan, you keep your timetable, and weekends you plan for some revision. Like you Saturdays and Sundays I will revise whatever I read all over this over a period of time, like a week or once in a week or once in a 15 days. During weekends you can plan your revision time, so don't keep it till the last moment, because the human tendency to forget things, right? If you don't reiterate your brain certain points, it's very natural for humans to forget it. So you have to keep reminding whatever you have read. So plan your revision parts also in between. And ideal revision that I would suggest to you is a pattern revision, or ideal study pattern that I would suggest is, because there are when you choose commerce as your career path, there are certain subjects which are completely dry. You tend to get bored when you study that, and some subjects which are really very practical, like they are playing with numbers. It's like playing with numbers. It's very logical, it's very interesting. But certain subjects you can't help it, it is very dry. And now if you keep only one subject, like I will complete this subject this month, and after this month I will choose next subject, it will become monotonous. Like it will bore you also completely. When you're going through a dry subject, as soon as you hold a book you tend to fall asleep. So plan your schedule in such a way that per day you are at least taking up two or three subjects. Again, it depends upon you, and it should be a mixture of practical subjects and dry subjects as well. You have to plan it in such a way that morning, because it's very fresh, and that time of the day you can receive things better. So maybe certain hard subjects, whichever is very challenging to you, you can pick that subject in the morning. Whichever is dry also, whichever is very theoretical in nature. And practical subjects you can keep it little in the afternoon, because after having a heavy meal we all tend to fall asleep. We all tend to get very lethargic there. So you can keep your practical subjects at that point of day, so that you can manage your day well. So try to keep at least 2 to 3 subjects per day. And in between your schedules also take some small breaks, because I told you, human brain, it often subjects to fatigue. So don't plan your schedule like 2 3 hours I will read, 5 minutes I will take break, again 2 3 hours continuously I'll read five. No, take certain gaps in between also, take certain intervals. Your body, your mind relaxes, then it gets back with positive energy when you sit back again to study. So it's very important for you to take certain breaks as well. And I have, like heard most people telling, once I stepped into this professional courses and all, I forgot my hobbies. Because I don't have any time to give time to my hobbies and all. No, yes, you have to sacrifice certain things if you are in professional field, because uh, it's such a promising field that you have to cater extra time. You have to sacrifice little things here, but you need not sacrifice so much that you are certain hobbies you will have, right? Each of us has different hobbies. That's our special traits in us. So those things we should not compromise, because it, again, as I told you, how taking small breaks will uh, get you back with, bouncing energy. Indulging in your hobbies like gardening, which is very relaxing, listening to light music, or playing physical activities, whichever involves physical activities like playing tennis, sports, or playing some musical instrument. So indulge in some hobby in your day. You need not sacrifice so much that only this thing, life is all about only studies. Yes, you have to sacrifice some things, because if you don't sacrifice for what you want itself will become the sacrifice. So, but you need not miss out on all your hobbies and all. And so how should your goals be now? When you set your goals, how should you, like, you can't keep, oh, I should become CA, or I should read, like I told you, unrealistic timetables and all. Don't be specific to your goal. Like, your goal should be smart. This is called a SMART approach, SMART. So each letter stands for whatever you are able to see on the right side of the screen. So S stands for specific. What do I want to accomplish? Specific means what do I want? Like, you take a chartered accountancy. Now my goal is to become a CA. Now I should make my goals in such a way that what do I want to accomplish? CA, obviously. It should be measurable also. How will I know when it is accomplished? When will I know that it's accomplished? Obviously, when I clear that. So it should be very, you should be very clear. It shouldn't be something very hypothetical and all. It should be very clear. So once you measure your goal, how can I accomplish that goal? You have to jot down certain points. What are the methods? What are the key points that have to be followed if I have to, key factors that have to be followed if I have to achieve this goal? And now, next is relevant. Does my goal seem relevant? Does my goal seem worthwhile? Like, it will take some time for me to achieve that, achieve my goal. Does it seem worthwhile waiting for it? You have to jot down your plan, because I can't tell you. Each one of us have different interests. Each one of us have different career plans. Different, our paths are different. Our commitments are different. Pressure also is different. So whatever you want, you have to think about it. Are they specific? Are they measurable? Is my goal, when I say are they, is my goal specific to my target? Can I measure it? Is it attainable? Like, can I achieve it? Is it possible for me to achieve? Is it relevant? Does it seem relevant in the current context? Is it worth taking all this? Is it taking so much time, or is it worth taking that time? You have to make a plan. And is it time bound? When can I accomplish these goals? Like every goal, I will do CA, I will do CS, I will become an entrepreneur. I will become, by when also is important. It can't be indefinite, right? Like, I will become CA now. By when will I become CA? If I don't become, do I have a plan B? Plan B can be, if I don't finish my CA within this time, parallelly I will also do my BCom. If you haven't done your BCom and directly you have come from foundation route I'm talking about, do I have a BCom? Or parallelly, if I don't complete my CA within 21, 22, I will take up masters also simultaneously. So today we have access to distance education also. So I will take up masters parallelly, so that I will not be stuck later, that I am not even a graduate and all. So you have to have your planning, plan B, plan C. What if it doesn't work? We have no control on future, right? What happens in future? What is in store for what's in store in future? We never know. So you have to put it time bound, and you have to have different plans. What if I don't? Do I have any other alternative? That you yourself should sit and debate within yourself and make note of it. Now, we have understood approach towards study, how this uh, course goes on, how people say, yes, it is difficult, it is one of the most toughest courses in the country and all. Yes, it is tough because of the pattern, and because of the way it is made. Like, you have to get at least 40% in each subject, and aggregate again you have to get 50%. And there is no formalized training pattern. Like, there are private institutes here. You join private institutes and you get your coaching there. and there's nobody to monitor you here like continuously. Unlike 10th and inter, we had our teachers to continuously monitor us, who's falling behind us to complete our notes, and somebody from board of education is coming to inspect our notes whether it's completed, or we used to get punishments if we don't complete it. So that kind of monitoring was continuously there. But here, after a certain period of time, it's all about self discipline. If you don't stick to your discipline, it obviously becomes, a little tougher for you to achieve this goal. So it's not that it's really one of the toughest courses and all. Yes, it is tough. If you have to be a professional, you have to go through certain things, right? So yes, it's challenging, but it's not impossible. So I'm what is also needed to become a professional? Is it only about studies, professional courses? Is it only enough that if you uh, keep on studying like a bookworm, or do you need something else as well? If you have to flourish in this, if you have to make your career in this stream, so let us understand this. This is also very important aspect, friends. That is why I'm telling you, because professional courses are not only about studies. Mindset also is very important. There are times where you don't make it. Sometimes you can't make it, or your certain family commitments or certain things might not let you to focus very properly. So you have to have a proper positive mindset in this course. So first thing that you'll have to do is please stop comparing yourself to others, because we always know, no, what we do is I want you to observe this picture first. Just take a few seconds to observe this picture. What that person who is assessing, what is he telling? For a fair selection, everybody has to take the same exam. What is that exam? Climbing that tree. And what are the animals there? Elephant. Monkey, yes, it will climb the tree in no time. Can elephant climb the tree? If you ask that elephant to cut that tree, it will do it in no time, but will can it climb that tree? And what is there? Fish. Now fish, can it, its very existence doesn't existence, its very survival doesn't let it to come out of water. Now can it come out and climb that tree? Can that eel come? Can that penguin climb? It's not same for everybody, right? If you judge this fish by its ability to climb a tree, if you judge it that fish, now you're not able to climb the tree, what kind of person you are? See that monkey, how it is, how fastly climb the tree, and you're struggling to come outside of water. If you judge that fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will believe its whole life, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid only, it's useless, it's worthless. If you judge it by its ability, by comparing others, so please don't ever compare yourself to others, because we what we think we become. If you think positive, you will become something positive. If you think negative, while starting something, if you think that I will not be able to do, definitely you will not be able to, because it was your very thought that made you, it was you yourself was believing, right, that you will not be able to do. Then how can you do? You will not do. So you become the person who you think you are. So often what we do is we appreciate something, that others have. We always appreciate the other person. Like, array, he has lot of analytical skills. He's very, he's very updated. He's very smart. He's to the point. We often acknowledge that other person. We always appreciate him. Why am I not like that? We always tend to compare. Please stop this, because let us stop comparing ourselves to others and instead acknowledge what we have. Because situations are not, you can't compare an apple with orange, right? Apple to apple comparison is okay, but apple to orange comparison, can you do that? No, somebody might have cleared it. If you take professional courses, somebody, if you take your friend, he might have cleared it at the age of 21 itself. He's a chartered accountant. He might be a chartered accountant. He might be a company secretary. He might be, taking his career to a great level at the age of 21. But somebody, because I have friends, I've seen it very practical, like people whom I very closely know, they have failed in their BCom at the age of 18, yes, 18, 19, 20s. They have failed in their BCom, and because of family pressures and all, they had to take up some job which is affordable, which is because uh, it was must to do situation for that person, so he had to take up that job for his family. And then at the age of 38, 39, suddenly his mentor comes and tells him like, you have lot of quality, lot of potential in you, why don't you take up CA as your career? And suddenly he takes CA as his career at the age of 38, where he has a lot of family commitments, his children at the age of adolescence, where they are also studying, where they need his guidance. He has taken that risk at the age of 38, 39, and cleared his CA at the age of 45, despite all his family pressures, family responsibilities and all. Somebody of late I've read that some old some a woman at the age of 60 has cleared her CAs. So this is, you can't generalize anything here. Everybody will have their own time. So please stop comparing yourself. We all have our own target. We will achieve it. So you need not compare yourself and demean yourself to become somebody else here. And then you have to trust the timing of your life. I don't know, some of you might believe in God, some of you might believe in destiny. So trust whatever you believe, trust in that destiny or God. Because we all have our times. We will get only when we deserve it. But we have to try, we have to keep on trying for what we want. What we would have set some goals, right? I want to become this, I want to become. There are instances where you will not become that. Like you're planning, it will not go as you planned. But still, don't compare yourself with others, and don't let that other person rush you with their timelines. Like I put a small image here. Like, anything and everything on this earth is still an achievement. You are able to do something at this age, somebody is able to do at that age. You're doing even at least at this age now, so that is still an achievement. Be positive. Rules are made by whom? Like, see, I have to get my degree at 20, I have to get married at 25, I have to have kids by 28, I should I should enroll my kids in school after he or she starts crawling, after he or she starts walking. So rules are made by whom? People only, right? Rules are made by society. So society will always pressurize you to do something. They have certain pre-notions which you need not fall prey to it. You also make your own rules. You need not fall prey to them. You make your own rules so long as you are not hurting anybody, and so long as you're not moving away from your values, making your own rules and sticking onto it is still fine. Like, all of us have our own paces in life. I may not be a chartered accountant today. Yes, I am struggling to clear my CA final. I am yes struggling to, I've cleared my CS one module. I have two more modules pending. But yes, I will do it one day. I have my own pace in my life. But whatever I am doing in between, no, that is very important. Like, are you enjoying your path? Are you enjoying your journey? Then you are in the right path, obviously. If you're not enjoying your journey, even after becoming a professional, then I think you have to revise what you actually wanted. So don't ever let other people's timelines rush you and compare you and demean you. We all have our own paces, because see, even the sun and moon, they shine only when it's their time. The sun can't shine when you want. It shines only when it is in the morning, when it is morning. So trust in the timing of your life. Don't ever get demeaned. Don't ever fall prey to somebody else's rules. Create your own rules. And I want you again to take a minute of your time to read this image. The topper of the class is a happy homemaker. Backbencher of the lot is an entrepreneur. The flamboyant fashionista become a dreaded lawyer, and often ignored Joe turned a well-known writer. The one who failed in math is a fashion designer, and the one who often got to stand outside in the class is a respected army officer. So, this reunion taught me how people come with many layers and told me why we should never judge a book by its cover. Each child out there has a different success story. True, right? Nobody knows when it's their time. We all have that power to, achieve whatever we want. It's only, again, as I told you, as I've been telling you, it's only matter of time. You just need a small matchstick, a small matchstick, right? A small lit matchstick is enough to burn an entire vicinity when it comes into contact with gunpowder. You don't need a candle, you don't need a big log of, this wood to which you can put oil and catch this fire. A small matchstick also is enough to burn an entire vicinity when it comes into contact with gunpowder. So don't deem in anything, never judge, don't ever judge somebody else. You never know what they are going into, right? You can, maybe you're stepping into their shoes, but the thought process and all is yours only. You're just stepping into their shoes. When we actually tell step into their shoes, practically we are stepping into their shoes, but thought process we apply. If I were in your position, if I it's very easy to tell, but it's very tough to live somebody else's life. So never judge anyone, because we become good lawyers when we talk about ourselves, and we become good judges when talking about others. So not necessary, we need not judge. That is none of our business to judge anybody else. Let us mind our own businesses, like let us be focused towards our goal. And guys, this uh, I think this brings to the last slide of my presentation. I think the picture here conveys many things here. The picture, day one or one day. The thinker, the doer. The thinker is always sitting in his place and thinking what to do, how to do. He's planning. No, he's not sitting idle. He's planning. But a plan is waste so long as you don't execute it. The doer, the doer is not in his place because he's executing it. He's coming out of his comfort zone. So the same way, please, all of you, come out of your comfort zones. Don't always know whatever I told you, whatever all the things that I've told you is of no use unless you start executing it from day one. Most of us, we have this habit of procrastinating things. Okay, let me do it tomorrow. Now, see, I'll start my preparation. Now, today is Sunday. Tomorrow is Monday. I would have thought, okay, I'll start my preparation from tomorrow. But tomorrow is August 3rd, right? Okay, let me take rest till August 5th and start from August 6th. Now, let me take rest till August 5th and start from August 6th. Now, when it's August 6th, I think. Let me start at 6th, so it's 6th, so let me wait until 10th. I will start from 11th. Let me enjoy my life till 10th. So often we as students, we as young people, we have this habit of procrastinating things. Okay, let me do it tomorrow. No, stop procrastinating. Start right now. Start this day. Today is the right time for you to start. Like it's we all know hum honge kamyab song, right? Hum honge kamyab when ek din. Not, you can't think that ek din. No, today is that day. You have to grab every opportunity. Come out, fail, no problem. Failure is not failure until you're really giving up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever, because you never know how close you are to success when you are actually about to give up. So you try for opportunities. You go out in the market. Do go out. Do doesn't mean that you have to really step out now in this time. Don't go out and your parents will start trashing me now. Don't go out, but start executing your plans. You can always build your networking, right? In this the time of digital advanced technology that we are living in, online networking also is possible. You go out, meet certain people, networks. Even if you're not able to grab any opportunity, like it will give you some networks, some connections, which will definitely be useful in your life. Like nothing is waste. Take risks, no problem. You are all very tender age. Take risk, because no gains without pain. Focus on learning. This is the right age to focus on learning rather than earning. When you focus on earning, when you uh, remove that L and focus only on earning, that will deviate your path. So you have to focus on learning at this age, and then at certain point of time there you can focus on your earning also. But this is the right age for you to grab every opportunity and take it to your advantage, learn, network, and self-discipline is the only approach to this. As I told you, we used to have mentors and all when we had 10. That is why it was easy for us. Like we used to always get bothered, like will I get 70%? Somebody was being bothered about getting 80%, and people who are always in this madness of getting marks. Will I get 95? Will I get 96? Will I get 97? This was the question those days. But these days, if you take the professional courses, no, it's matter of pass or fail. As soon as you see pass, any amount of mark is still okay with you. Like you're happy, you're a cloud nine. As soon as you see pass, why is this different? Like those days, I used to be worried about 96, 97%. Today, I'm worrying only about pass or fail. Why is it? Because there is nobody to really monitor you continuously. Nobody is checking your notes now. When you enter into professional course, or for that matter, when you enter into uh, a degree, it's all about self-discipline. No matter what, mentors might always keep you telling that I will check your notes, please update it and all. But it is your self-discipline, it is your focus that keeps you active there. That is very important. So guys, whatever I told about, it is in line. It's in line with the topic. Like, what are the various opportunities available in career in commerce career? So few of uh, us who is attending here, few of you might be interested in science. I'm not telling science is not a good field, because you can't, as I told you, you can't compare something else with something else. All the parameters, all the characteristics are not same. Somebody offers, like science, it introduces world of technology, world of it introduces you to the world of technology, whereas commerce, it introduces you to the business world. So both offer you varied opportunities, great career opportunities. But in commerce, as I've been telling you, since I was required to speak about commerce, these are the various career opportunities, because there were certain misconceptions, pre-notions among people, like commerce is only for at the start of my presentation I told you, right? It only very limited opportunities, or only so and so people take. Hey, commerce students are often seen as not so serious in life and all. Science students were seen as, oh, very, very focused career and all. Gone are those days. Today, both the careers offer promising career opportunities. Now you have to sit and jot out which career you are interested in. What is that you really want? Like I use, now I already told you, right? I also conclude with my father's saying. So there's a small story called, respond instead of reacting. Like again, I will bring it on in par with whatever I spoke. There's a small, so there were two people working in office, one named Varma and other named Sharma. Varma and Sharma. Excuse me. And one day the peon of that office, he comes and yells, he comes shouting and tells, Sharma ji, aapki beti bhag gayi. He tells it so out of such loud voice, like he tells, Sharma ji, aapki beti bhag gayi. And then this person gets up and he's like, oh, he doesn't understand. It's matter of humiliation. Bhag gayi means you all understood, no? She eloped with somebody. This person, he got panicked. He thought, oh my God, he hung his head in shame. He didn't know what to do. He roamed here and there. He finally, he thought he should commit suicide, and he jumped out of second floor from his office. And the time he jumped out of his office, and by the time he reached first floor, no, he realized, अरे that peon said, Sharma ji, आपकी बेटी भाग गई. At the first friend, where do I have a daughter? When he realized first floor, when he reached first floor, he realized that where do I have daughter? And by the time he reached ground floor, he realized that where am I married to have a daughter or son? Where am I married at all as first friend? And then by the time he crashed his head to the ground, no, by the time he's dead, he just realized that I am not Sharma, I am Varma. And that peon said, Sharma ji, aapki beti bhag gayi. Why did I win? He reacted, he jumped out of floor, and at last he realizes that he's not Sharma, he's Varma. So guys, stop reacting to each and everything that is happening around you. Instead, respond, take time, respond, because you always have to look before you leap. Even in this, even I'm linking it with my presentation, because just because I don't know how far I was able to, really help you out, but I think I gave you insights about what this course really look like, what is commerce as a career path looks like, what are the various opportunities available. There are many to name, but I gave you very today's relevant to today's context. So there are a number of opportunities. Like just because I said or somebody is telling, you need not choose your career. What will fit you? What is of interest to you? You have to get in there. Because in the end, it's all about matter of time, right? Because you end up taking some stream based on somebody else's opinion, and it's a waste of, because you were not really interested. Even if you finish your course, no, since you were not interested, you don't, since you have not enjoyed your journey, you will not enjoy the destination as well. So you try whatever you want, you try whatever you want, you get in there. Don't take, you take opinion of others, but let that opinion of others not be, it should not override your opinion. You have to know what you want in life. So as fields in commerce career, I have introduced them to you. Now it's up to you to decide what you want in future. uh, Choose something, like do what you believe in, because in the end you will either have a good friend for your life or a good lesson. Either ways is worth, because life is one time offer. You do what you believe in. Take career guidance, take help of your friends, talk to your parents and all, but do what you want. So, uh, with that, I conclude my session, my dear friends. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I thank Mr. Praneeth from React Learners for giving me this opportunity to talk to the young student milieu. Like I have always been fascinated by the way you work, Mr. Praneeth, by the way React Learners is working. uh, so just because you want to make education is basic right of everybody, education for all, I think your motive is education for all. So in that pursuit, I've come to know that you're also providing free online classes. So friends, I anybody who you know from remote background, or people from rural areas, basically, because in this pandemic most of them have been stuck. They've relocated their places to rural areas to so for their survival and all. So you can always refer them to React Learners, provided they should also have scored decent enough marks in their previous year. At least 75% they should have scored. So if you know somebody from such background, no, like a rural background, who is not able to who afford their education, who's not having proper means and all, and who is really good at studies, you can always refer them to React Learners. You have their mail ID here on the top. Please note it down. And for any career related queries, like you want some insights about a particular course in specific, you can always get back to me at my mail ID, and my contact is given here. You can always get back to me. And thank you guys. Thank you all for your time. And one last suggestion, what I say is, in this lockdown, if you're not coming up with some special skills, some new learning in this lockdown, you have not used this lockdown productively. So try to learn at least some skill. It could be anything. It need not be related to only your education or something. It could be related to anything. So you have to come up, like, see, tomorrow if you want to become you want to make your career in commerce, try to behave as a professional from now itself. Try to behave. You have to fake it till you make it. You have to fake it, like behave as a professional, like understand the aspects of GST. I know it's very tough for you at this stage, at 10th class, 12th class. It's very tough for you to understand the core aspects of GST without any coaching, but there are certain small things, we all have internet today. We all have access to information today. So try, like, mm, when you see, I'll just give you a very small example from GST perspective. There is one particular section in GST which says a tourist, or basically an NRI who is coming from outside. We all have our relatives staying abroad, right? They come to India. Whenever they come to India, they purchase some items, some showcase items, or some things for their house, because they are available at affordable prices in India. They come and purchase here. So you can always tell them that under GST, a tourist coming to India if he is buying anything, if he can ask that shopkeeper to give him an IGST bill, whatever he's paying as IGST, he can claim it at the airport, at the airport there. While he's leaving India, he can claim that whatever amount he has paid as IGST, he can claim it there at the airport. So the moment you tell this, your relatives might not have known this point. Your relatives, whoever is coming to India for a short period of time, they not have known this point. So if you want to make a career in this, try to learn small aspects through your networking. That is where networking is important. Understand few intricacies. Like this opinion, if you give to your clients, and at this stage where you are not, I know you're all 10th, 12th, you're not earning anything. We are not at that stage where we started our earning. But if you give all these small insights to them, and you charge fees like 500 or something, it's a professional advice that you are giving. So when you charge 500 also, that you will have that immense pleasure, because at this point you're not earning anything. When you're not earning anything, 500 rupees also as a professional service you are rendering and you're receiving it becomes again a matter of pride, like, yeah, this is my first professional earning. So it will help you for your sustenance, right? It might not be able to make a great, it's not very, it's not fortune amount, but something is better than nothing. Better than nothing. You're making at least 500 rupees out of your own knowledge, out of your own, at the very start of your profession, at the very first thought of starting your profession. So that's a matter of pride. So try to learn some new skill. It could be your professional career, what you want to become in future, skill relating to that, or anything, any new hobby, any new skill. So try, always be a learner, always be a student. That will keep you, very engaged instead of getting into all nonsense here and there. So thank you for the opportunity, and thanks for your time. Over to you, Mr. Pranit.
All right, that was really great insight. Whatever the thank you, Sangeeta ma'am, for giving us this kind of opportunity to learn something new in commerce field, and at the same time, that was really kind gesture from you for spending your
Thank
time, and we really appreciate the effort that you working professionals come ahead and provide these kind of services to students at class 11 and 12. I would really appreciate the effort and the intention of providing this kind of service to school kids specifically.
you. I truly
Yeah, so
appreciate you
I
all
have
that.
two, three questions to ask. Probably maybe you can actually answer that. So it
Yeah.
would be great. And first question is, how often you discuss about your career with your family?
Like, very often, because me and my father, we work in the same industry. We work in the same office basically. So he is the CFO of that organization, and I am working as a freelancer there on consultancy basis. So whenever we get time to travel together, I stay at Bangalore, so most of the time here is lost in traveling only. So we make the best out of that. Very frequently, when we sit in car, we discuss about what are the various options available. How best can we improvise our services? How best can we pitch in for opportunities? How best can we attract clients and all? Very often, like it's very, even sometimes at the dining table also. He often keeps giving us insights, on this course, like how beneficial it is. On a lighter note, he always says that even on deathbed, because there is no retirement age for these professional courses and also, even on deathbed, you can sign one audit report and you can ask that client to transfer funds to your family. So even on deathbed, you are still earning. So very often we get to speak about these things, because most of us are finance professionals at home, we all with the same background. So, as an insight to us, very frequently we are in touch base with this subject.
All right.
So I have one more question from a student. What
Yeah.
motivates you to continue your learning, basically? So because we have seen your profile, you have done so many dual degrees. We often
Yeah.
we rarely see students or individuals they pursue such kind of so many they actually enroll into dual learning basically. So you
True.
have
True.
done your law, you are into management, you are into finance sector. So what motivates you to continue your learning?
Uh, See, at the beginning of my presentation, I told that education is the only thing I believe will help you in gaining knowledge. Is the only thing. So I personally believe that, and the various career opportunities available today, the corporate pyramid, and a professional being considered as the backbone of the economy. And there are various laws, like in consonance with you become a CA, only CA, it's still regarded, but CA. Along with some other professional course or CS along with LLB will help you to get better opportunities even in the market, right? See, I don't say quantity always matters. Quality matters the most rather than quantity. But when you are there at the interview level, when you are there at some level, I am a person who has done CA, CS, and that. Somebody else has done CA, CS, LLB, or some other. They have taken up IAS together with this, or they are from very varied fields they have. Obviously that person will be chosen for at the first instance, at least at the first instance. So uh, like I personally have that interest also to I always believe in being a student always. So whereas you get this opportunity to learn, to change yourself, um, to adapt to these changes. So education is the only way out, I believe, and my family also is supportive enough to you know they always encourage you to me, you take up any course, any field that you want, we are always supportive. So uh, that is what keeps me on toes always.
All right. So I have one more question. How do you overcome your days if you are if your day goes bad and probably you are depressed or demotivated in a day? So how do you manage or overcome such kind of stressful situation? Because I know you are and I know you personally working throughout the day more than 12, 13 hours a day. So it would be great if you explain or probably give some tips to my students how to manage stress in daily life basically.
True, like I said, stress. Yes, there is something called stress. Also has two different kinds. Eustress and distress. So eustress is positive level of stress. Distress is negative level of stress. So I never go to that extent of distress where I'm really disturbing my health, where I'm disturbing everybody's, where I'm keeping everybody at tension, at tense. Wow, what is happening to this girl? So I always stay because I chose my career. I am enjoying my path. I'm enjoying my journey. It doesn't seem stressful also for me. But sometimes, yes, workload is more. Sometimes there are some days where you have all these due dates and all, and when the client is not ready with data, you have some days where they're very miserable. Like you have to work till the very fag end. You're always on your toes. Like you have no time to even breathe. There are some days like that. But as I told you, when you're enjoying, when you have chosen what you want, when you're on the right direction, when you are doing what you really wanted and you're enjoying that, it's still that stress is really okay. It's okay to take that stress. And all of us, like have some days, it could be because of our hormonal changes, hormonal imbalances also, like we think, oh, this is very stressful, I can't handle this, I can't do that. So uh, you know always think positively, always don't that is what, why do you get stressed? Let me know, why do you get stressed? First of all, when you don't plan it well, it's obvious that you keep everything at last minute and you get stressful. Like, when most relatable instance for the students would be exam related. So when you're not prepared and you want to prepare only 2 days before your exams, it's very stressful. Like nothing gets inside your brain. You're like you're studying, but you're not really studying. You're just reading. Nothing is going into your brain. So plan it well. Plan it well. Yes, you will face it, and at one point of time, you'll have to multitask. It's not only that today I will work on only client, only this client. I'm working as freelancer. That means I'm working on many clients here. I have clients in Bangalore. I have clients from Hyderabad. I have clients from Pune. I have global clients as well. I have clients from US. I have clients from Malaysia. And timing differences also, right? Indian time is different. US time is different. So sometimes my schedule requires to be awake all the night as well. So it's little stressful. But again, positive attitude is the only thing that will keep you motivated. You will have no problem. Not every day is stressful, right? Some days you will have to face it. Some days it is like, oh, I literally have no work. Some days it's like I'm completely loaded with work and I get drained, what is happening. Yes, that, like you rightly asked me, that feeling is very common. And for that, planning is very essential. Like I told you, you always, you have to have plan A, plan B, plan C, even in professional front, even after you become a professional also. Like plan A, we have to schedule our task this day. Plan B, what if our client is not getting back with details by this day? Or what if client is, or what if I am not able to uh, give the work, perform the work by the committed date to the client. So I will have plan B. At least by this date, I have to give him. So at least I should be, if I'm not able to perform the entire work also, I should be able to perform at least something, and I should get back to, I should wait for the information from my client side. So that is what I have plan B. Now plan C, there are certain situations which are not in your control, right? You have to, uh, it goes off the track completely. So it's important for you to be focused. Only focus will keep you on toes, and it will help you in achieving what you want as well, in managing stress as well. So when we talk about stress, I'm telling you, stress is always important for you to take you stress, because without stress we don't do anything. But don't take it to that level that you're really depressed. You're taking it to your heart, you're taking on your brain, and you're doing nothing. So I hope I have addressed your query.
Yeah. So that was really helpful, and with that I think we can end the session. I really, again, on behalf of React learners and all the students who have attended today's seminar, I would like to take the opportunity to thank you, for spending your valuable time here, and thank you so much, Sangeeta ma'am, for
Thank
for
you,
your
thank
time,
you,
for your
thank you
kind
so
gesture.
much for the opportunity. Thank you, each one of you, for your time. I hope I was of some useful to. At least I hope you knew something extra than what you knew before. So if you have any doubts, if you have any questions, you can always get back to me on my email ID and contact. If I am, in worst case, if I'm not able to help you out, I will always give you connections who can help you out in this field. So thank you each one of you, and I really appreciate your, your motive also, Mr. Pranit. That's a great thing, that education must be available for all, and in this era where we all, at least our generation, is driven by financial motives, financial goals. You are providing free sessions, online sessions, to make use of this pandemic, to make use of this lockdown and all. That's really awesome of you.
Yeah, thank you.
So, do we have any Q&As from participants, or can we wind up the session?
Just a moment.
Yeah.